I don't wear a mask for the same reason I don't wear underwear. Things gotta breathe.
Yeah, you probably do need to let her breathe, because I'm talking about some yeasty sourdough bakery goods coming out of that thing. Oh my God. Now, initially, I did not want to make some politically charged COVID, corona, pandemic episode, but I honestly think it is absolutely necessary for me to keep you informed and keep you well educated. I'm Wes Dawson. Welcome to Gabagool and 8. If the world of podcasting was an Outback Steakhouse, you could consider me the bloomin' onion. Now, it feels good. I feel ready. I'm pumped for this episode. So it's time to roll out the good stuff, pull out your finest bottle of Aqua Velva, splash that bad boy on. It is time for Wes Dawson to come out. But not like that. I'm waiting for Thanksgiving. I'm coming out of quarantine. I don't know what stage this is considered, but we're out. We're somewhat free. Now, and they want to try and get this economy rolling again. So here's the problem with me personally. 90% of the economy is really just buying useless shit that you don't really need and probably will seldomly use. But if I can easily access it, I will. I need me some Ghostbusters pen holders. I need me some Ninja Turtle dish plates. I need me a Blank Man bedspread cover. Talking duvet, from the original feature film. But I'm not waiting 2 hours in line to buy this useless shit. And now we have a woman who is our trusted, our beloved, our near deity, Mayor Valerie Plante. I consider her more than just a public representative of the people. She's a family member in my books. Now, if she has done anything or made any decision that is even remotely questionable in any way, shape, or form, well, you can just color me embarrassed, because the way I see it, she can do no wrong. I am fully with her. I think anybody who owns a car should be skinned alive, flayed, and just strung about the gates of the city as an example for others, but that's for another podcast. So post, during the pandemic, whatever it is, there were some pretty expansive, pretty elaborate plans for the city of Montreal, and now during the pandemic, they're even more grandiose. And honestly, I'm flabbergasted. I'm impressed. I'm excited to see it roll out. And I know in my own borough, where I like to call home, the two businesses that will be left on PNF, they will love this new setup. It is going to be something very, very special. I honestly think the best thing we can do is eliminate the entire STM system, replace it with a 6-lane bike path traveling through the city. Another issue for me, which before the pandemic and before construction became like the largest entity on the island of Montreal, is there's no parking anywhere. And, ladies, I don't want to brag, but I do drive a 2019 Toyota Corolla Sport Edition. So if I'm paying for that bad boy, I want to be able to use it. And then you're going to slightly inconvenience me by asking me to walk a short distance? This is madness. No, I'm just joshing. But all jokes aside, I know when I go biking, outside of asking for free water, one thing I love doing is going grocery shopping, shopping for electronics or large maybe appliances for my apartment. That's just something I find is very, very much with the consumer in mind. Unfortunately, this is having a negative impact on small business. But hailing from Quebec, honestly, being able to see our province and the federal authorities finally agreeing on something, of course, that being the idea of fuck small business, but seeing that unity, that them stand behind the same ideal, the same principles, though I may not agree with it, it is something that gives me great pride and it gives me a sense of hope and prosperity for the future. But what I love is when people, their argument, the government has no right to make me wear a mask. The government has no right to make me put on hand sanitizer. The government has no right. Have you ever flown internationally? Like, you do understand the TSA, the CBSA, they have the legal right to look inside your anus. Yeah, if they think there's drugs in there, guess what Jimmy's doing? He's strapping on one of those cool-looking blue or black gloves, and he's sticking it 2 fingers deep right where you don't want it, or maybe where you really do want it. Either way, they're taking a peek inside. And then other people saying, oh, it's a conspiracy. It's a global conspiracy. Yes. Every fucking country in the world. Like, peace was finally made between Jerusalem and Palestine over the conspiracy to kill their own economies and boost their mask sales, I guess? Like I'm wondering, I'm all for conspiracy. The government does a lot of sketchy stuff. But primarily, the root to it is money, is to make money. Crippling your own economy, great plan. How do you make money off it? I don't know. So you let me know and let's do it. Well, it's time to welcome on to the episode. My guest for the expert panel, you heard her earlier on in the episode. Let me give her a ring. I don't have her name because, not surprisingly, if I said something as intelligently well-crafted as that, I wouldn't want my name put out publicly either. Let me just give her a ring. Actually, hold on. That was the sound of me pounding my temple across the edge of the desk. You know, I really thought about it. I can't be trifled to open up my inspirational consciousness to somebody like that. So instead, I want to welcome prominent anti-masker, Herman Cain. Oh, what's that? Ooh, there won't be any guests for this week's episode, so let's just move on to good bad. So the good. These masks potentially can keep us safe. They have a potential to limit the propagation of the virus by reducing the amount of potentially contaminated particles that are exiting our bodies. Now, some people are contesting these masks saying, well, they can't stop the virus. Like, are you telling me that some loosely fitted mask worth 35 cents can't actually stop the virus? Well, no, it's to stop those physical particles exclusively. The bad, or maybe it's a good, depending on how you look at it, we look like trash bag ninjas. So on one hand, it's kind of cool. You look like a ninja, but you look like a garbage dump ninja. So that's not that cool. Now, we have a very short news segment called Dumb Shit People Say Who Should Be Smarter. So our Minister of Health and Social Services, Christian Dubé, was on an interview for CJAD earlier this year in July. And he said to the host replacing Aaron Rand, can't remember his name, you may not know this, but I look at the coronavirus cases daily. Well, no shit, buddy. That's like your job. What the fuck else would you be doing? Like, you do know on a daily basis I am just killing Candy Crush. Now, another new segment, a personal favorite of mine, is Shoot or Pistol Whip. We're talking about Karens, internet Karens asserting their rights. Why do people think they have some right to speak to a manager on demand and request an immediate firing of someone? You can express your opinion, sure, but you can also fuck right off. So these like poor white trash threatening to sue, I'll have your job, this is going viral. Yeah, with all of your 22 followers, I'm sure it will go viral instantly. And threatening to sue, you do realize it costs money to sue. And if your idea of a family meal is picking up $40 worth of Taco Bell, you ain't suing nobody. The verdict, internet Karens, pistol whip. So we have come to the gripping conclusion of this week's episode. We're going to touch on some of my upcoming topics for next week's episode. Next week, I take a Which Spice Girl quiz are you? Fingers crossed, baby. Thank you. Listen, like, subscribe. And if you want a chance to be my personal valet for a month, be sure to